Hey guys, welcome to .NET Crunch, and in today's video we'll be looking at C Sharp 10 features. Okay, so C Sharp was recently released on 8th of November, and I have written a complete blog post over it on my blog .NETCrunch.in, as you can see on my screen. So we'll be going through these features one by one. And yeah, C Sharp is one of the object oriented programming language, and the current version of C Sharp is C Sharp 10. And here I have written a blog post on C Sharp version history. If you want to see, you can visit this link, and you'll be able to know what were the features and how C Sharp evolved from version 1 to 10, which is the current version at the time of recording this video. So you can navigate through this post and see all the important features irrespective of their version. And as per the version, I have created one table. In the table view, you can see in C Sharp 1 what was offered and what were the features that were offered, and this list is as per the current version till C Sharp 10. Okay, let's go back to our features. So C Sharp 10 has to offer many features, but I have written here 10 features, and we'll be discussing over those. So C Sharp 10 is supported in .NET 6 and Visual Studio 2022, and these are the features. You'll be able to we'll be going through the details of these features. First is global using. So in global using, you can declare your using statements with a global keyword now. So earlier, if you remember, we used to include using statements at the top of our CS files, right? We can minimize that. There's no need to include include using statements in each and every .cs file. Instead, you can create one global usings.cs, and you can declare your all the using statements using the global keyword. This means whatever you declare, whatever the using statements you declare with the global keyword will be accessible to the entire project. Okay, so this is really helpful, and with this you can get rid of declaring using statements in each and every CS file. So next, moving to the next feature, null parameter checking. So earlier, prior to C Sharp 10, the null check was we used to do like this: object equal to null, and then the respective action. But with C Sharp 10, you can add a double exclamation mark at the end of the object or type of object where you want to check, do a null check. Okay, so that's pretty much simple, and it is just like it just like prevents, or it is very easy. It get rid of additional steps to check the null, right? Okay, now moving to third, which is file scope namespace. So in C Sharp 10, you can follow the new way of declaring namespace, which is namespace and the name of the namespace and then semicolon. That's it. So prior to C Sharp, we used to write namespace like this. Namespace, our classes were inside the boundaries of namespaces. So these, you can get rid of these brackets. Okay, and see, this is how we write in C Sharp 10. So fourth one is constant interpolated strings. So in C Sharp 10, you can now write like you can interpolate your constant string variables. So prior to C Sharp 10, if the variable was of type string and was declared as a constant, we cannot use string interpolation. So here in this example, you can see this is the get by id is a constant string. So here the string interpolation won't work. So we used to do this like this. If we want to perform any string interpolation or string operation, we are doing it like this. Okay, but however in C Sharp 10, this statement is perfectly fine, and string interpolation can be perfectly valid statement in C Sharp 10. Okay, now moving to the next feature, which is attribute supports generics. So now attributes support generic types. Earlier in previous versions it was not supported. So this is my custom attribute, which is deriving from attribute class, and this is perfectly fine. So here we can use the custom attribute, or sorry, we can say generic attribute. Okay, at the time of writing this blog post, this is a preview feature. So in order to um, have this behavior, like if you don't want to get any error, this is a preview feature, so you have to specify this setting. You need to enable this setting by setting lang version as to preview. Okay, in your proj setting files, okay, you need to do this. Okay, and then we have sixth feature, which is record structs. So the record keyword was introduced in C# 9. However, it used to support only the reference type, that is class. So earlier with a record type, you cannot create structures basically. So now in C# 10 you can create structures of type record. Earlier this facility was only available with reference types, that is only a class. Now if you specify record struct student, then it is a structure, and if you do not specify record, like if you omit this keyword struct, then it will be treated as a class. Moving to the next, seventh feature, extended property patterns. So in C# 10 you can now reference nested properties or fields within a property pattern. So let's have a look at this example. We have a student.cs file which have a student record. Okay, and we have this fields and properties, and here in program.cs we are creating a new object of type student and initializing with two values, and here we are doing a property check. So in C# 10 this can be rewritten as student.name. So here this is written as like this, right? We got rid this is name is acting as if it's a part of student. So it's the extend it's called the extending the properties. So with C# 10 this is possible. Now moving to structure type improvements. In C# 10 there are few improvements to the structure data type. Okay, and you can declare and initialize a parameterless constructor. Earlier previously it was not possible to declare and initialize a parameterless constructor in a structure type. And left hand operator of with expression can be of structure type. In C# 10 in C# 9 it was of record type. So the parameterless constructor is shown in this example. So this is perfectly valid in C# 10. Okay, moving on to ninth feature. So record types can seal toString. So suppose there is a toString method, okay, and you don't want your a class which is inheriting, you don't want it to be getting overridden, right? So you can apply a sealed modifier. So basically seal modifier, what it does, it prevents the further overriding of the method or a class, right? So if you declare seal to a class, it cannot be derived further, right? So here in this example, I've taken this example from GitHub. Okay, so in this example we are sealing this method, toString method. So student is inheriting person cannot override this. Here we will get error. Compiler will throw this error. Okay, then moving on to the last feature, which is lambda improvements. So here I don't have any specific example because I haven't worked on lambda recently. So for this you can refer to this blog post and check out this link for examples. So in C# 10 there are many improvements being done to lambda expressions. However, I have written 3 of them here. So attributes can be applied to the lambda expression. Earlier attributes, we cannot apply attributes to the lambda expression. So lambda expression may have a natural type now, like you can declare a var expression, and natural types like string, you can declare that. So where the compiler can infer a delegate type from the lambda. So you can check out this link. And lambda expression may have an explicit return type now. So you can specify a return type explicitly for lambda functions, lambda expressions now. So these were the 10 features. I hope you got a glimpse of it and you were able to understand a few of them or all of them maybe, but they will require some um, further exploring. So you can explore them by visiting our blog and the links specified. Here I am also recommending one of the course on C#. If some of you are interested, you can visit this. This is a course from Mosh and it has highly great ratings and reviews. You can I did one of the course when I was like 4 years from now. I did C# basics and C# intermediate level course. I found that good. So here I feel it will be helpful for some of the developers. So you can have a look at this. So if you want to read further and explore further about C# 10 features, you can visit this further reading section and follow this link. If you find this content useful, you can buy me a coffee, and if not, then you can subscribe to my channel and like this video, share this video. That's all guys for this video. Have a great day. Thanks.